Let's get further analysis from Alexander Smotrov, who's the director at Global Counsel. He joins us live from London. So, Alexander, a long session in Geneva yesterday, with talks wrapping up after just 2 hours today. Rustem Umarov describing them as substantive and intensive, and Medinsky saying that talks were businesslike. What do you infer from that language?
Yeah, obviously we do not know all the details, and a lot of things were discussed behind the closed doors, and the sides stay tight-lipped about the nitty-gritty of the conversations. But from what we heard from various sources, there are different tracks to those negotiations, and the return of Vladimir Medinsky as the head of the Russian delegation symbolizes that a political component, the strategic and symbolic component, which you mentioned earlier, are becoming again very important and very much at the forefront for the Russian side. But this can also mean that negotiations will be slower again than before, because all this political rhetoric and some sort of symbolic demands, which are important for Russia, but they're not that crucial for the US, and for Ukraine they might be painful and also difficult to fulfill. It all means that we might see another delay in practical implications from these talks. And obviously there might be some movements on very practical issues like prisoner exchange or return of the bodies of the dead soldiers from both sides and things like this. Very humanitarian and very kind of imminent issues. But on the more long-term resolution, it doesn't look we might see a lot of breakthroughs soon.
And on those long-term resolutions, I mean, are you talking about the sticking point of territory, which of course the two sides are so far apart on? Russia's refusing to budge from its demand for the Donbass, and of course that's a non-starter for Ukraine. So what progress there can we really expect?
So Russia approaches this issue from the position of a leading force here. So they keep claiming that they can get these territories slowly but surely by force, unless it's ceded by Ukraine before that. So it puts Kiev in a very difficult position because obviously it's very symbolic, very sensitive for Ukraine, and there were different options on the table already, and there were some signals from the Ukrainian leadership that this issue might be put to the referendum, or there might be some sort of joint administration or some sort of free economic zone, which is promoted by the Americans. So there are options, but the question is how palatable these options could be for all the sides, and to what extent they might satisfy Russia's demand that could be presented as a victory domestically. So at the end of the day, for both sides, for both Ukraine and Russia, so any solution needs to be done in a way that it could be sold to the domestic audiences as a win-win rather than a lose-lose or win-lose or zero-sum game. So if it is something which could be presented at home as a victory for both sides, this could be a solution which is sought.
Alexander Smotrov, Director at Global Counsel, thanks so much for your analysis with us.